Hey, welcome to Fungi Fun. Um, we're live, and it's early in the morning, and I think it's around October the 6th. Yes, October the 6th, and it's Wednesday. Anyway, I have a feeling nobody's tuning in because this is not heavily promoted first thing in the morning. Fungi Fun podcast. So anyway, I spent the last little while trying to determine what type of mushroom I discovered on Monday. I gathered these mushrooms on Monday when I was waiting to get my car oil changed in Ottawa at Autos. Anyway, there wasn't a lot of mushrooms out in the woods on the trails that day. There was a lot of pine trees there, and then there was a mix of hardwood. Anyway, I came across this one area, and there was a lot of rotted trees on the ground. It was kind of a hardwood mix along the trail. I noticed all these really neat patches of mushrooms, and they were kind of button-like. And so anyway, I started to explore, and I started looking at them, taking a few pictures. Wasn't really sure what they were. Wasn't familiar with them, and once in a while I'd find this kind of looked like an aborted thing. It was all like a mass of mushroom. And I heard of that. I've read about aborted mushrooms before. So I thought, well, this is interesting. Anyway, I continued some hiking and stuff. And then I found an old hat on the trail because I didn't have any bags or anything for mushroom collection. So I thought, well, let's just clean this thing up. And so I went back and I started to pick the mushrooms. Took my knife out, kept the dirt out, and I started harvesting. I ended up filling that hat, and they were the really nice mushrooms. So anyway, took a few pictures, brought it home, and then yesterday, Tuesday, I didn't have a chance to deal with it. Kept them outside, and it was cool in the garage. And so this morning I did a deep dive into this, and I determined that this is called the Aborted Entoloma. Just going to read the guidebook here. It's Entoloma abortivum is the Latin. Entomatrice, part of the Agricale family. So the description: gray-brown cap with pinkish gills and whitish stalk found with whitish, bumpy, roundish to irregular masses. That's the aborted thing. Caps 2 to 4 inches, which is 5 to 10 centimeters. A lot that I picked were smaller than that, but there was definitely some 2 inches in there. I knew that they were a fresh growth, so they would grow bigger. So they're wide, convex with enrolled margin, which is kind of neat. If you look at the pictures, I had the margin along the edge is rolled in. So that's another clue that this is what it is. Then they become flat or knobbled. They're fibrous to scaly, somewhat zoned, and they're grayish to gray-brown. The odor is somewhat cucumber-like. I really didn't smell them. I didn't notice that cucumber-like smell, but I don't know what a cucumber really smells like. I haven't paid that much attention. Now the gills are attached, or they're a descending stalk. They're close and narrow to moderately broad, pale gray, becoming buff to salmon pink. These mushrooms started to turn that salmon pink color. When I first picked them, they were kind of grayish, the gills. Now over time, over the last couple of days, that's turned to a salmon pink. I put one on some tin foil to do a spore print just to be sure of everything. I should have done that the first day I came back, but I was reminded that spore prints are a good thing. So they're stalked 1 to 4 inches, 2.5 to 10 centimeters long. That would be about what they were, 1/4 to 3/8 thick, which is inches, 0.5 to 1.5 centimeters thick. They're enlarged at the base, and they're solid. Somewhat scruffy, I suppose a little bit scruffy. White to grayish, definitely these were grayish, and with white threads at the base. In their aborted form, they're 1 to 4 inches, which is 2.5 to 10 centimeters wide, 1 to 2 inches high, which is 2.5 to 5 centimeters high, roundish to elongated, fused clusters of tissue, firm to spongy, whitish and bumpy outside, whitish inside with marbled reddish pink veins. Their spores are 8 to 10 by 4.56 I'm not sure what that means. Elliptical angular, six-sided spore print, cinnamon to salmon pink. Edibility, good with caution. So the caution part, I guess we'll test some and make sure I don't get sick. And then if I have a good stomach for them, away we go. Season is August to December. Definitely we're early October, so we're definitely in that season. And their habitat, several to abundant. These were very abundant, and there were several, and they were in big areas, and they were on the ground, in the leaf litter, and they were on or about stumps and rotten wood. Definitely that's where they were. Their range is eastern North America, all the way down to west to Texas. Lookalikes, there's none. So if a grilled mushroom is found with adjacent aborted forms, otherwise it can be mistaken for other species of Entoloma. So when I checked some of the other Entoloma in my guidebook, and it didn't look like any of them. So there's definitely no mistaking them from what I could see. And some other comments are formerly known as Clitopilus abortus. Both the grilled and aborted forms can be found alone, and when firm, both are edible and choice. But it is ill-advised to eat the grilled form because of the risk of collecting a poisonous species of Entolema. Anyway, I looked at the species of Entolema, and they're pretty. I found them pretty easy to identify, and definitely we don't have that part of it. And I think I did all this, and I don't even know if I'm recording. Oh, there I am recording. Good. That's a relief. I was just looking at my program here. Now, there's another guidebook, and it has some other thoughts on this. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Anyway, it was quite a nice, enjoyable little find. I'm going to take a few out, and we're going to, I'll eat them tomorrow for breakfast. Breakfast seems to be my choice time. I usually fry them up and crack a few eggs and make a nice omelet with them. Anyway, I can't find it here in the guidebook, so I'll just let it go for now. I got a couple guidebooks going. So anyway, thanks for tuning in to Fungi Fun, and I'll probably post this in the Fungi Fun Facebook page, and this will show up in the YouTube channel at some point as well. And on the Facebook page, I'm going to add a few more pictures just to help further identify it, kind of keep it all in one section. If for some reason I'm wrong on my identification and there's an expert out there that has a different opinion, I certainly am open to hearing from it. And so anyway, thanks again for tuning in. This was a live broadcast of Fungi Fun by Tim Ross, sometimes known as the Fungi. Have an awesome day. God bless, and we'll see you. We'll see you on the other side. We'll see you next time. How's that? That sounds more positive. Okay. Adios. Tuning out. Talk to you later. Ciao.